Hello, and welcome to VOD of Consciousness with Sientir. I am Sientir, and we are in Grubel's Gulch. I need to make sure I'm in hard mode. And you can support me on my Patreon at patreon.com/Sientir. Now, before we head out, there's a couple of things I wanted to point out in this outpost. The first is that our merchant right here is an Ascalonian, just wearing Ascalonian gear, not a dwarf. You can tell because she's not short like a dwarf is. The other thing that I think is interesting is there's actually a passage here to Anvil Rock. So if you recall, Anvil Rock is this zone over here. We kind of skirted around the western and northern edges when we were making our way from Beacon's Perch back over to Yakspend on our trip to Ascalon. I believe we did that on this series some time ago. But this is kind of the southeast corner of Anvil Rock, so we can actually make our way to it from here if we wanted to. Technically, we don't have to do this mission to be able to get out of the Shiverpeaks. In fact, we don't have to do any of the missions to get out of Ascalon to Kryta. We can simply make our way around through Yakspend, through the Iron Horse Mines, Icetooth Cave, down to Beacon's Perch. But even here, if we went through Borelis Pass, we could ignore the Frostgate entirely and make our way through Anvil Rock, through the Deldrummer Bowl to Beacon's Perch. However, that is not the way that the story goes. And we want to go the way that the story goes. So we're going to do that. I am actually, because I don't remember, going to look up what the bonus is here. Just so that way I don't have to, try to be remembering off the top of my head. What now? We need to obtain secret siege plans. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember this at all. Okay, well, whatever. You'll notice a couple of things. I've changed out a few things. Notably, Elias here is using soul barbs instead of reckless haste. I realized the enemies with their increased attack speed don't really need the increased attack speed from that, and Ineptitude blinds them for 10 seconds, which does a very good job of stopping the shenanigans anyway. We may not do the bonus here, by the way. The other thing that I've done is I've switched out Margaret for Ogden's Stone Healer, and I gave him a Smiting Prayers build, so just Ray of Judgment is super strong, and then Smite Condition and Smite Hex do AoE damage when they remove conditions and hexes. Zealot's Fire also causes when he uses a skill that targets an ally. Wow, that's actually interesting. There's probably ways that you can make use of the fact that that's a skill that targets an ally and not just a spell. But this does some AoE fire damage around allies that are being attacked. This makes the Smiting Prayers here have more of an oomph with healing. With healing, Smiter's Boon is an interesting skill because this is what it's like in PvE. If you go to PvP, it has 25 energy cost, a bajillion second cast time, a 90-second recharge and last for 5 seconds, because the developers could not figure out how to balance the skill. But that's neither here nor there. And then Reversal of Damage is just kind of a Ramish redirection thing. I wanted somebody else with Blood Ritual, and I wanted somebody who could resurrect as well, so that kind of left a limited selection of choices in terms of professions. I only have the one Ritualist right now, for example, apparently. But Blood Ritual on here to help with energy management. And then this interesting Resurrection spell resurrects all dead party members in the area, and then they're returned to life with 25% health and 0 energy. This is basically a worse version of We Shall Return, but it does not require any attribute investment. So this gets everybody up with 32% health and 9% energy for 25 energy. This is no energy. This has a 4-second cast time, only 20-second recharge. This is 30-second recharge, but no cast time whatsoever. This is instantaneous. So We Shall Return is definitely significantly stronger, but I am not able to make him 3 professions, so that would be a little strong. So anyway, here we are. We need to destroy the ballistae to secure safe passage for Rurik and the Ascalon refugees, and we need to retrieve the gear lever from the Dwarven Fort to open the Frostgate. I believe the gear lever is an item that I will have to carry, so more of that nonsense. I do like the snow effect, however. I'm quite fond of snow. I know different people have mixed feelings. My mom, for example, thinks that's pretty but doesn't like dealing with its presence, I guess you could say, for lack of a better phrase, because it does impair driving. Oh, also on myself, I switched out Go for the Eyes with Epidemic. I just wanted a quick spell that I could use to trigger this in case I need it. And it does allow me to spread around my days, potentially, which I figured might be useful in some situations. Technically, it also lets me spread my burn, although that's probably not terribly worthwhile. You know, if I need energy, I can just use this, right? I'm not really using my leadership attribute very well, but whatever. Rurik, by the way, is talking. He says, the Stone Summit ballistae are guarding the pass of the Frostgate. So this is a very interesting mission in its sort of structure. We started, what was it, like over there? But if you look, there's some paths. Actually, we might need to get over top of this. It's been a while since I've been through here, guys. Just a heads up. But at some point, we will see Rurik and the Ascalonian refugees kind of in a ravine below us, which is where I was trying to get with that. You can see Ray of Judgment in its absolutely ridiculous power. I just instinctually hit that button. That's interesting. If I absolutely need energy, I can Hexbreaker area. It seems fine. I mean, most of the time, I'm primarily focused on a small handful of seals in it. Wow, the instinct to hit 4 for energy is super strong. That's going to make it interesting when I switch to other things. Oh, I actually want to go kill that Minotaur there, because that's a boss. It's not going to be particularly threatening, and it's going to give us some additional health and stuff from a morale boost, which is good. So I want to take him down. Not terribly threatening either, just being a physical attacker. 108 experience points is always nice. But yeah, the morale boost is why I specifically wanted to fight him. We don't need to fight those Minotaur. We gain a little bit of experience, maybe some drops from doing so. Okay, this is where I have to ask myself if I'm going the correct direction or if I'm just wandering off into nowhere land. I might be wandering off into nowhere land. A lot of these prophecies maps feel like they were made first and then figured out what they were doing with them second, which can lead to some oddities. Oh, we've been found out. The Minotaurs have discovered us. You can see Ray of Judgment looks friggin' sweet. Just this pillar of light. I spread some burning around and it was cool. I'm not sure how good the area of effect is on that. Oh yeah, those Ray of Judgments. The other thing that's actually oddly beneficial about Ray of Judgment, it doesn't last very long, right? It lasted, what, 5 seconds? 37 holy damage. Holy damage ignores armor. So that's actually pretty strong compared to what it looks like. He's a lot better about using wells now that he has more energy. But the fact that it lasts only 5 seconds means that basically by the time AoE scatter kicks in, yeah, there's Prince Rurik and the Ascalonian, some Ascalonian soldiers. There's going to be a cart with refugees there, but I don't think it's specifically labeled. They're fighting the Stone Summit. The Minotaurs are, by the way. I'm kind of inclined to let that happen to some extent, but anyway, it gets most of its damage off before AoE scatter really kicks in, and it does kick in AoE scatter, which will make enemies kind of run around and like messes with their aggro. So it's actually really strong from multiple standpoints, which I think is rather intriguing, rather interesting, very useful. I don't think I'm going to have any energy problems. We've got clearly an ice elemental up here. Man, I love this spell. I should go get it on this character because that would be really cool. So yeah, if we come up here, actually, and ooh, I love that mist kind of hanging over the mountains. That's really sweet. You can see there's Prince Rurik and some Ascalonian soldiers. And let's see, is it that way? Somewhere. Maybe it appears later on. There will be some Doliaks with refugees, but you can see this spot is being shelled. Now, technically, they could run through there, but it's not really a safe passage. So they can run through in technicality only. I'm going to begin stopping this guy from doing his shenanigans, to tell you what. I like how this build can get to the point where it's basically perma-dazing a single thing. But anyway, so our mission is to stop these ballistae attacks. I don't need this up anymore. I know what's going on. And I definitely think energy reserves will kind of generally stay better. This guy's going to be really weak to Grave Judgment. By the way, what Soul Barbs does is it causes armor-ignoring damage whenever an enchantment or hex is placed on the hexed foe, which we have a decent amount of hexes going around on Norgu, but there's also a lot of enchantments being used, so that's strong from that standpoint. You can see just how quickly Ray of Judgment starts burning people down, too. Good job. Norgu took off the empathy, which I certainly approve of. I would rather you get up these wells. The reason why I wanted the wells up is because that enemy had a skill that consumed corpses for health, and I would like him to be using up the corpses for his own ends. So, yeah, he continues to destroy them, so we may lead our people through, Prince Rurik said. It's going to show up in chat, but I might not always catch it very well. Well, these guys are being annoying. Let me give myself some bonus armor, shall we? Oh, I love being able to blazing spear and then just, like, chuck that around. Chuck the burning around. It probably will only get, like, 2 seconds of the burning, which is 14 damage, I think? I don't remember if that's 14 or like 28 or something. I mean, it's some amount of damage, of course. It's more than none, but... I want to get that off of him. Keep him down. Looks like we've got some visitors on the side. Oh, good. But Elias is getting some wells up, so there's that. I don't know how bad this is. How bad is this situation? I don't want... Oh, goodness. This situation is very bad. Pull back. Pull back. I'm pulling people back because energy is low, and that is an awful lot of enemies. So I would rather like to avoid having that many guys at once on us. There we go. And that's why I want empathy, because now all of these guys are dazed, and that's going to be very strong for stopping them from doing the shenanigans I don't want, which is killing us, incidentally. So yeah, it turns out allowing myself to AoE my days is very strong, and I quite appreciate being able to do it. Cool. I did clear up some additional inventory space. I realized that there's a couple of shields that I had that were redundant with shields that I had since gotten. So needless to say, I didn't need them anymore. You. I don't know, it's probably redundant to use that, but I don't care. And now we have a Well of Blood, giving us some health regeneration. Isn't it nice when Elias actually uses Well of Blood? It's like it provides some bonus healing and stuff to the entire party. It'd be interesting actually to run a Well of Power Necro. I don't think you really want to double up on certain effects. I think we need to go over this way. I don't remember, or is this? No, this is just a different path around. I don't. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit closer this way just to double check to see if there's any indication that there's a ballista over here that I need to take care of. No, you can see Rurik and the Ascalonians are way over there, so I need to go over that way. Which looks like I need to continue down around this path to get to. I feel like things are working pretty well with this party so far. Norgu has some death penalty, but I think it'll be okay. We got slammed by a big side attack and we survived, so I'm pretty happy about that. Oh, Takura's energy is getting a little bit low for comfort. Yeah, that was a waste of timing, but... Okay, well that could have gone smoother. But, you know, we got slammed by a bunch of elementalists simultaneously, so... Norgu's going to be a really good target for Prot Spirit, incidentally. Very good target for Protectus. I'm somewhat targeting this Ice Golem just because I don't want the AoEs going off. And Norgu's blind-causing skills really stop these guys. Dwarven Battle Stance is dangerous, though. Not all of them have it. Dwarven Battle Stance is a strength skill that requires you to be wielding a hammer. It's very powerful. I can't show it to you because I don't have any warriors right here in my party. But the skill itself does... It like increases the attack speed and armor and causes your attacks to interrupt and stuff like that. It's, if I remember correctly, it's quite strong. But we need to go stop this Stone Summit Engineer over here from Stone Summit Engineering. I guess the Crusher has the hammer. Yeah, Dwarven Battle Stance. Plus 4 armor attack skills interrupt foes when they hit. So not all attacks, but your attack skills at least. Which is still quite strong. But, you know, not quite as strong. Ooh, a gold. I mean, a Storm Artifact is not anything to write home about. But it's a gold, which is cool. What is this? Yeah, they're air. Okay, so now we just need to take this guy down, which should go relatively quickly. And that should advance our plot. A bit of a late Ray of Judgment, but whatever. It's interesting how valuable the visual effects for an action are. You can see Prince Rurik is running along over there. By the way, he's being blocked over there in that blast zone. But the potent, like the feeling of potency of stuff is based almost entirely on effects, not on actual impact. Like if Ray of Judgment didn't really have any visual indicator, it probably wouldn't feel anywhere near as powerful as it does. But because it has a very powerful visual indicator, it feels extremely powerful. It reminds me of a story I heard, actually. I think it might have been like for Team Fortress 2 or something. But it doesn't really matter. The basic point is a company was making a shooter, and there was a gun that had really strong stats, but just didn't feel powerful to people. So they bumped up the damage it did, and it still didn't feel powerful. And then they gave it a meteor sound effect. a more impactful sound, a more potent sound. Prince Rurik says we dare not move forward until they're destroyed. And when they gave it a sound effect to indicate how powerful it was, then it felt powerful. They didn't have to change any of the actual statistics for it. They just had to make it actually feel powerful. And that was accomplished by making it have more oomph to the sound. So those sorts of effects are actually really significant for dictating how powerful something feels. An anemic sound effect can make stuff feel really weak. A bland or non-existent visual can make it feel minor or insignificant. These sorts of things matter a lot, so it's good to be aware of them, I think. Yeah, let's not let that happen. So just something to think about. I always find that sort of stuff really interesting. So now Prince Rurik is kind of up there. We've got more Stone Summit. I forget which way we need to go. I'm going to go... Okay. There's Rornak. We met him in the last one, and he is apparently continuing his job as person who does bonus stuff. There, hopefully I've spread some days around, I'm hoping. Maybe not as much as I would have liked. Let's get this X-Breaker going. Thankfully, we've got some serious damage from... Man, I forgot how good Ray of Judgment was. Like, Smiting Prayers is mediocre at best, but Ray of Judgment, like, almost single-handedly makes it worth using. I just got a skill point, so that's cool. These guys have some serious stats to be able to get -4 health degen off of Suffering, by the way. That's super strong. I'm not sure where the breakpoint for that is, but it's got to be way up there. I could look it up, I suppose, if I wanted to. So this bonus may or may not succeed. I don't know what it requires, but I'm going to go talk to this guy anyway. He has a habit of getting himself into weird locations. Hi, you like hiding in caves, don't you? Just my luck. I've been caught again. Well, your captors were killed by Driders, and I killed the Driders. The Stone Summit are trying to build a new and devastating siege weapon. King Ironhammer sent me in to steal the plans. There's a decrepit ballista pointed to the east. Take me to it, and I'll help you blast open the doors that keep safe the plans. Okay, so he wants to help us, or he wants us to help him break open stuff to get some plans or something. Prince Rurik, you'll notice, is in our ally list. Thankfully, he doesn't really have suicidal tendencies in this mission. Okay, so I don't know where this ballista is supposed to be. It's just apparently to the east somewhere, which is why we're heading west, clearly. I'm going to take a quick moment to look at a map for this. Okay, so he's there. Okay, I guess. Sure. Yellow point 2. Lead him to the bus. Okay, so that's kind of an odd location. We just need to kind of continue on, and it's... or... No, that's Prince Rurik. Rornak is on ours. So, it looks like the ballista is kind of over that way. So, I don't know. I'm not too worried about things. That's for sure. But yeah, I forgot how very strong that was. I mean, it clearly caused my party some problems at one point, so. Do we need to go down that way for anything? Is that the path forward? I don't know. I think I need to go this way. I either need to go this way for the thing or for the bonus, and I cannot honestly tell you which. So... I have managed to land a bit of daze over there. Okay. Oh, there's two of them. That's certainly part of the issue. So I'm not quite sure where this decrepit ballista is, but I think it might be over this way. And then he repairs it and we can fire it or something. I'm not entirely clear. Oh. Oh, great. That's just fantastic. Okay, so what we have is this area in front of us is a siege zone. Those Stone Summit are sieging the location. It might... Is that just an alternate path? I think that might just be an alternate path over to this area. Yeah, that's just an alternate path. So what we need to do is, it looks like the place I need to go is, where this bonus is, over this way. So we're going to go down this way and along this side path here. You can see this area is actually quite full of Stone Summit, so that's a bit worrisome. This is certainly dangerous. I can lower this. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to need to clear out the enemies here, preferably without getting killed in return. That certainly is going to help. Take off. Oh, goodness. We got a ton. And I mean an absolute ton of Dolyak riders coming in here. Okay, so this is a good time to actually back up, because we've just, like, dragged the entire... Yeah, we're going to bravely run away. I don't know if Rornak is still alive or not. Yeah, he's still alive. The reason why I'm running back is we just pulled, like, the entire mob that was there. And if I had, like, a huge contingent of minions and, like, some of the serious hardcore builds, we probably could do semi-okay. But let's just face it, that's way too many monks. Like, that many Dolyak riders is just going to be aggressively hard to kill. So, yeah, and you can see right now, that's part of why I want to be really careful with the AI having resurrection skills, because you saw how they ran off, try to resurrect Corporius here. Rornak might get himself killed. I don't know, but hopefully we can fight just a few of these guys instead of a lot of them. My hope, to some extent, is to try to kill off these monks. As long as it does nothing but cast... Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, I got interrupted. That's annoying, but whatever, I can deal with it. Okay, that guy should basically be done. Okay, now we can easily kill the rest of these guys. I wanted... Hopefully the flags help limit how much they can run around like crazy. Crazy AI fleeing from everything. I think Rornak is still alive. Apparently if he dies, your mission quest thing fails, but I'm not sure how inclined he is to get into fights. So now that we've taken out that group, this group should be as equally doable, or not, depending upon how you want to process that conceptualization. In my mind, the big problem is these monks, so I want to try to do what I can to keep them locked under days. And the more I can keep them locked under days and non-functional, the better. Because then the rest of those guys go down when the monks are... Basically, if monks are spending all of the time healing themselves, they're spending none of their time healing everyone else. And that can cause pressure to what they're trying to do in a way that if you have enough DPS, you can kind of force the enemy off and away. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to fire this ballista that Rornak repairs, and then this episode's... we're at about half an hour now. So we're going to finish the rest of this later. But you can see we just knocked down that gate. So, until next time, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.